It is time to talk money. Welcome back to Cocky Gadgets, and in this video, after people have asked me so many times, I cannot even count with both my hands, right? Everyone have been asking me, where does my Zenny come from? How come I have so much Zenny? And I kept asking myself, am I really having a lot of Zenny? Because I don't feel like I'm doing anything special, but after I think about it, oh, maybe there are some things that you guys are not doing that I am doing that results in me having a lot more Zenny. So I'm going to approach this video in a different sense. So I'm not going to tell you guys the obvious stuff, which is like do dailies, right? Very obvious. If you do dailies, complete 100 of these things, right, you're going to get Zenny chest. If you do demon treasure, you're going to dig for Zenny. All very self-explanatory. So in this video, I'm going to share with you guys out of the box stuff, right, that potentially some of you guys might not be doing but are common sense to me. So the first thing we're going to talk about is also relevant to where I am at right now, which is the guild HQ, and that is guild events. And you guys might say, hey Cocky, it's very obvious, right? Do guild events. Every time I cook the dishes, I wait for dishes, I taste dishes, I get Zenny. No. It's the events that happen in between each dish tasting, right? You can see every time they say mysterious events are happening in the guild HQ. So these events actually give you decent amount of Zenny. Some people might not know about this and just ignore it or choose not to participate because it's a bit competitive, right? If you're especially in your guild, there is a lot of people. But you can see in the footage, I'm actually collecting the God of Love. So this is one of the events that occur in the guild phase itself. And if you were to talk to this God of Love NPC, right, you are very fast. Walk to the God of Love. Once it pops out, right, you're going to be able to obtain a quest whereby it requires you to high-five a friend in the guild HQ. So look for a friend in your guild HQ and go and high-five them, right? The other party do not need to receive the quest at all. You just have to receive the quest yourself. Look at where the God of Love is, receive the quest, go high-five them 3 times, and after that, you're going to obtain 4k Zenny. So you can find a reliable partner. So both of you, you're going to stand in both sides of the hall, right? These days, some of my friends already quit, so I don't really have that many people to do this with. So I just party any random people. Most of the time, the other party isn't even looking for the quest actively. But if you have a friend in the guild, try to have them also look for the quest, stand in different parts of the guild hall, so that once either of you guys receive the quest, you can high-five each other. Both of you will receive 4k Zenny. This is quite a lot if you think about it, right? In every guild phase, I would say that roughly happens 2 or 3 times. So 12k Zenny just like that if you happen to get it. Of course, in my guild, there's a lot of people, 100 plus people. Most of the time, I will not get it, but I do average around 1 time per guild phase. So 4k Zenny per guild phase is quite good. And also, those mysterious pouring boxes give you varying amounts of Illunium or the Oridicon, right? And also talk to what you can see over here, right, which is the Charisma Baby. So this one is quite obvious, also related to guild events, but every day you're going to talk to Charisma Baby, you're going to get the either Pet Diary, you're going to sometimes also get Blessed Weapon. Also, this is not exactly related to Zenny, but something that you have to take note of when you come to the guild hall. So this might be one of the things that you guys are unaware of that is happening every single night and you are missing out on this sweet Zenny for. Now, the next thing I'm going to talk to you guys about might not be that commonly known, but I do feel that some people should already know this, and that is sigils. So you might think, hey, what does sigils have to do with Zenny? Actually, sigils have a lot to do with Zenny, and over here you can see, right, although my collection is pretty decent, I am able to get even higher level than this, but I choose not to, and the reason why is because I've been selling my sigils. So you can see over here, right, there are a lot of sigils that you can sell, but the ones that you can sell for Zenny are the purple ones and the blue ones. So if we go into my backpack over here and click on the sigil tab, there is actually 2 of this, Silent Escape, and there is a store option over here. So if you were to click on the store, right, you can see that I can sell one of this for 16k. If it's a purple one, you can sell it for 40 plus k. So I always sell my purple and blue ones that I do not upgrade, okay? Listen carefully, those are the ones that I do not upgrade. So the reason why is very simple, right? If you go back to the sigil tab, you can see that there is the ones that you are going to deploy, and I did mention this in my sigil video. For people that are unaware, you probably didn't watch that video. The bonus stats are only going to apply if you deploy these sigils, meaning that all these other sigils, right, look at this one over here, the God of Gamblers. What is the point of leveling up? Some of you guys might think that, hey, if I level up, I'm going to get all these extra stats, right? No. You're only going to get extra stats if you deploy them, meaning every time I get one of the sigils that I do not personally deploy, I'm always 100% selling them, and that is honestly a big part of the income of my Zenny. And a lot of people might not be doing Jupiterus as well because they think that Jupiterus is just for sigils, they don't really need it, they don't really want to upgrade it, but actually it is for Zenny. So if I were to sell it, I can get a lot of Zenny, and just right here I'm going to show you guys, right? If I just sell this, I'm definitely going to sell it. I just saved this for this video to show you guys so that I can sell it. Another 33k down in my pocket, and that is how my Zenny keep piling up through the use of selling sigils. So for the ones that I actually use, I never sell them, I dismantle them, and I continue to upgrade them. As for the fragments, for the purple ones and the blue ones, you cannot sell them, so I always upgrade, which is why you can see my sigils are still leveled up, but that is where most of my Zenny come from. And the next thing I'm going to touch on is also on this same page, and it is going to be selling the useless stuff and useless cards, right? I see a lot of people keeping cards that they have no use for. Honestly, that is a mistake, because you do need to sell your cards to prioritize going for a lot of Zenny so that you can upgrade your other stuff, right? That is more important to you, which I'm also going to touch on in this video. So you can see all this like eye toner, hair toner, right? If you are not someone that really prioritize on this kind of things, right, please just sell all of this away. It's honestly a very lucrative amount. And also all this like diamonds, right? If you don't need it, you can choose to sell it. I'm just hoarding them for hoarding's sake, but if I really need Zenny, I could sell them. So far, I have not sold any of those, so my Zenny could be even higher. And for the cards, right, I've recently been selling some of my ratio cards, because as a sacrifice paladin, we don't need to use ratio cards. But at this point, you guys might also ask, hey Corky, I don't have that many cards as you, right? How do you get all these cards? And it is very simple, right? Of course, we know the usual style is to go to this purple star, the blue star coins. This can be obtained from Endless Tower, clear Endless Tower every week, but the main source is going to come from rare card coupons. I do have a lot of rare card coupons here, mind you, because I recently participated in the emoji machine, and also I've exchanged all of my tokens for pouring coin and get them to become rare card coupons, right? Redeem rare card coupons, because I need Zenny. And one more thing that people might not understand is that the mysterious shop, I know that some people might think, oh, this is only for whales, but this is not actually only for whales. If I were to refresh, you can see I have one ticket over here, right? I can refresh and potentially I will be able to get a rare card coupon for 200 diamonds. I always buy those out. You have one initial refresh at the start of the day and also one free refresh, right? Remember to use it, you don't need the ticket. So 2 refreshes technically per day to obtain those rare card coupons. For the next part of the video, right, unlike other Zenny guides, I'm going to give you guys way to save Zenny, because I think that this is like a life lesson, right? For finances, it's very simple, in and out. So there is not just the importance of having more income, there is also the importance of having less expenses. And how do you actually limit your expenses? The first thing is to look for substitutes, whereby you are potentially going to spend Zenny, but because of these substitutes, you don't have to spend Zenny. And the first one I'm going to talk about is going to be this freaking gold medal. Look at this gold medal over here. Some people might think that gold medal is nothing, but gold medal is very important, especially when you reach level 90, when you reach level 80, those checkpoints, right, whereby you need to transfer your refinement. This is where it comes in clutch. Look at this over here, beginner unsealed scroll. If you have your weapon below +10, then potentially it might be this hammer for you. But of course, if you take a look at the value of this, right, this is 20 gold medals, this is 50 gold medals. If you were to go to your refining section over here, you can see, right, one hammer is 1.5k, one beginner unsealed scroll is 10k. Okay, this is a huge difference. And for myself, when I transfer my +15 weapon, I use gold medals to obtain this beginner sealed scroll, because 50 for 10k compared to other of the propositions, right, 50 for 10k, this is 20 for 1.5k. Look at the enrich or redecon, this is potentially like, even you can count it for 7k, right? Even if you count it 7k, this is far less than what you get for exchanging beginner unsealed scroll. So definitely utilize this. Of course, if you want to use it for other methods, you want to redeem for other stuff, it is up to you. This is where you can save a lot of Zenny potentially by getting the gold medals. And people might say, hey, I also don't have that many gold medals. How do you get the gold medals? You can go to pouring chest. This is the latest one I can give an example on. If you do not redeem for 300 medal stuff, right? And in this case, I did not redeem for any of the 300 medal stuff. When I spend my redeem tickets, instead, I use it to actually exchange for another mascot Moo Moo costume. I already have 2 of these other ones and I've dismantled one of them. So I already have one for my collection. So why did I redeem one more? Because when you dismantle this Moo Moo costume, you get 1,000 pouring medals. 1,000 pouring medals is how much? You think about it, right? 50 is one beginner unsealed scroll is 10k, so 20 of those that you can buy with 1000 is 200k Zenny. Just save like this when I transfer my refinement to plus 15 weapon. So this is honestly a lot of Zenny saved, which means that I potentially earned 200k Zenny over there. And the next thing we're going to talk about have to come to the point more over here. And look at what I've redeemed this week. I redeemed a lot of stuff, but the most important thing that I redeemed this week is going to be this Kobold card. So this Kobold card is potentially 40k Zenny that I have saved each week. So you can slowly accumulate this Zenny by redeeming this using the guild contributions, and also on the union shop if people farm unions. Personally, I do not farm unions anymore because I am getting a bit tired of this stupid game. But for people that farm this, right, you can definitely exchange for these cards. And you might say, hey Corky, I don't need any of these cards, right? Why do I redeem it? And the reason is very simple, because each of these cards is effectively 52k. Why do I say that? Because once you redeem for one of these cards, right, look at what you can get out of it, right? Just take a Draenei card for example. If I were to dismantle it, it gives me 400 of these shards. And how much do 400 of these shards cost? The cheapest one is going to be 13k for 100, which means 52k for 4, because you would have to sell these cards, right? If you were to sell this, you get 13k. So 4 of these cards for 400 shards for Awakening, 52k. So 52k saved with your union coins. This is what I talk about, right? There are a lot of things in this game that you can potentially substitute your Zenny with, using your contribution coins, using your union coins, stuff like that. This is where you substitute it so that you can save your Zenny to spend on stuff that you can only buy using Zenny or you need Zenny for. And finally, in this last part, I'm going to give you guys another life hack. Don't say that I make guides on RO. I make guides for real life situations, right? And that is to not spend Zenny on rubbish. Okay, a lot of people, I've seen a lot of people's accounts, the screenshots, they spend Zenny on rubbish and they always focus on the wrong thing. For me personally, I always evaluate my options just like in real life, right? I need to know what is a Starbucks drink and what is like instant noodle, right? This is the equivalent of like a beggar going to Starbucks to buy with all his life savings $10 to buy a Starbucks drink versus getting multiple cups of instant ramen. So this is very simple. It's just that in ROO, it's very hard for you guys to distinguish what is your Starbucks and what is your instant ramen. And you, as a poor soul that is lacking Zenny, is spending all your money on those so-called Starbucks items in ROO. So the first thing I will talk about is going to be plus 15 refinement. A lot of people say that plus 15 refinement is a waste of Zenny, and I'm going to tell you guys this is absolutely rubbish. This is going to be true for most classes except for maybe mages. I think don't need plus 15, but most of the classes plus 15 and no plus 15 is a big difference. It's not just a 2 times difference, sometimes it's more than 2 times. Plus 15 weapon sacrifice paladin is a class, non plus 15 sacrifice paladin is a joke. And similar for hunters, right? Without plus 15 you are as good as a ranged mob, right? You are a Kobold archer, you are not a hunter. Stop calling yourself a sniper. And this is with prefacing it by saying that you need to have your basic items settled, right? So you just have basic cards, you don't need to awaken. I know people always say that, hey, I never awakened all my cards before I got my plus 15 weapons, that's why I'm so weak, etc, etc. But I think that my Zenny is spent in the right place, because once I plus 15 my weapon, right, any of those awakened cards will not have brought me as much value. Plus 15 weapon, absolutely key. The next thing you want to work on is going to be awaken mostly your weapon cards, right? So try to awaken your weapon cards and then also work on the awakening of other cards. And a good example over here I want to show you guys is that my Kobold cards are currently at 1 star. Do I not have the Zenny to buy Kobold cards to awaken them to 2 star? Nope, I can actually awaken them to 2 star if I want to. I can snatch the cards from the trade system. I can do that, but the most value I can currently get is to awaken my weapon cards. And as an example, you can see over here, right, I do have a Squid Gate card, and you guys see last video, I think I only have 700k Zenny. Now I have a Squid Gate card, I bought it for 716k. I got an additional Daruchi card, bought it for 284k, and I still have 294k. All my Zenny is just spent on stuff like this because this gives me the most direct upgrading, right? And once I awaken to get the crit plus 5, I'm going to benefit so much from the Zenny spent on this itself. So this is what I talk about prioritization. And especially I see some people every day buying out the reputation boxes as a free to play. I don't think this is going to be the best for you, in my humble opinion. I feel like I've never bought one of these boxes because I don't think the value proposition is that high, and also because the medals, right, when I look at it, it's going to cost you more and more of this fame to actually upgrade your medals, and the benefit itself when you translate it to actual Zenny, it's not that high compared to the other stuff that you can get. So eventually I might spend Zenny on getting the medals, getting the packs, but for now my Zenny is well spent other places. And next, after I finish upgrading my weapon cards, awakening my weapon cards, what I'm going to do is to focus on sigils. And just before I proceed, I'm going to say that this is just my personal opinion or my personal approach to upgrading my character. You guys might have different different approaches based on your character and what your character needs. So definitely tailor it to yourself, right? Don't blindly follow people. Think for it for yourself before you listen to people's advice, especially since they might not know your character as good as you, right? So over here, I'm going to upgrade my Sigils and my Blue Sigils in particular because it gives me a lot of HP for very little cost in my opinion, just buying off the Sigils off the shop. So Sigils is my priority after spending Zenny on my card. And at the end of the video, how can we look at 21 coupons and not draw it, correct or not? We need to get some Zenny, sweet Zenny. So first time I'm going to see the golden one, I think it's today already because I've drawn so many times. You can see 1,320 tokens, never ever got anything golden at all. So this time is the time. Give me something good. Although I don't need Skeleton Worker, I don't need Hydra card, but I do need some Zenny. So give me anything that gives a lot of Zenny. I will be happy. Come on, even Squid Gate card, okay? If I get Squid Gate card, I'll be so happy. Let's go, first 10 drop, bam! Show me golden one, golden. Ay, don't have golden. Is it purple? Aye, blue. Nonsense. At least give me some good blue cards. Okay, Karat. Not bad. Okay, not bad. Okay, Varon card. Okay, all this can sell for sweet Zenny. Next one, next 10 draw, you're gonna be a bit more greedy. At least purple. And then the last draw, you're gonna get gold. Come on. Purple. At least purple. Come on, please. Cannot be no purple lah. Please. Ay. Is it purple? No, blue again. Is it blue again? Ayo. Peko. Okay, at least Peko we can use. What the hell is this card? Ah, Demon. No use. Ah, not too bad. Okay, last draw already. Nothing else. Wow. This luck really quite bad, to be honest. My account, recently the luck is very high. However, for this card draw itself, never ever gotten good luck. Almost to 2.5k already. Don't even have a golden card. Come on, show me golden card. Bam. Please. Come on. Bam. What is this? Blue card again. I knew it. Okay, I get the wolf card. It's better than the red. I'm not going to complain. And that about does it for this video where I touch on the Zenny guide from a different approach whereby I cover a more holistic view of it. And I feel that this is not just particular or pertaining to the Zenny aspect. It can also pertaining to any of the resources that you obtain in this game. You should definitely think about it more on where you spend your resources before blindly spending resources on things that do not benefit you. And also check out this video over here if you're interested to see how my emoji machine pulls when. I'll see you guys over there. This is Corky Gachas, signing off.